the Cubic Mini wood stove. This is so cute. Look at that. I think we're going to install that today. It's going to go over here in this corner. And I've watched a lot of videos to make sure I can do it correctly. So let's see if I can. We'll get started over here. Let's take a look at the site. First things first. So I had to screw on a backer board. Looks like a pretty nice system. I like what I'm seeing so far. Whether or not it's going to fit together, I can get back to you on that, or you'll see. Everything is pre-drilled for you. And it definitely has to go together in a certain order. Because if you don't, then some of these screws are almost impossible to get at if you do them in the wrong order. So I tried to get all 4 of the screws and these spacers in there, and they go in behind this, and it was just not working. So I temporarily put a couple of screws up above, just started them in, and I'm hoping I can at least get the bottom ones. And I'll just start these, and I'll do the same thing. I'll back the upper ones out. Okay, 2, and I got 2 more to go. Are you kidding me? Oh. Well, that took me 20 minutes to get those little couplers in behind there to thread them. This is still loose, so now I'll just tighten it. You need to make sure this is correct because this is what holds the stove. All right. Now we'll get this piece to go up. This is a 2-section protector shield. Which way it fits inside like that and slides so it's adjustable. Going to do the top one first. It should be a lot easier than this one was. But watch, I bet it isn't. Okay, get my screw gun ready. Ease out there. I do believe that's going to be easy. Now I'll put this other one on. Those spacers are really important. Want that right there. That looks good. Wow, there. So now I'll attach some screws here. Tiny parts. And one more. Yeah, it's not magnetic. Didn't need to be. There. That should protect it heat-wise. This has a, I may have shown you, this is a 3-inch pipe that will sit down onto the stove. It's a double wall, like that. And when we get up to go in the ceiling, there's have this Class A flue that's insulated that slides right in there easily. Like that. Okay, next, I guess I mount the stove. So, before I mount the stove, I have to mount the pedestal that the stove sits on. It actually doesn't hold a lot of the weight. This is holding the weight of the stove, but there will be feet that come down. And so now I've got to attach this kind of, I don't know. It would have been nice to be able to attach it ahead of time, but I couldn't. Let's try it this way. Oh, don't tell me. What? That's threaded. Merry Christmas to me. That's great. Yeah. I think stainless is not magnetic. Yeah. That's a surprise. That actually went easy. So I think I'll mount the legs to the stove. These just have these acorn nuts. Just a hole in the leg. I have a hole in my leg. No, I don't. There. Took two, there were 4 screws there, I took 2 off. It's made to sit inside of these notches. Hopefully it'll fit easily. Yeah, it will fit. That is not fitting easily. There he goes. Sorry you couldn't see that. Has to be lined up perfectly or it won't go in. Now there's 2 screws. Isn't that cute? Woohoo! There's actually 4 screws. That is solid. Now that it'll take 2 screws up through here. Next. All right, so stove is all installed, good and secure. Everything, and then this is the 2-inch double wall, 3-inch, I'm sorry, 3-inch double wall. Will go just like that, and then there'll be one more length that goes up through the roof, and then also the Class A, I think it's 5-inch that goes on the outside of that. So the next thing is I'll get a good line straight up through there to a point on the ceiling up here, make a mark, and then I've got to drill a hole all the way up through. So I've been watching more YouTube videos about people that have installed these, and there's a couple, they're younger than me probably, that installed one. It was a larger model, but this back plate, this heat protector shield, they had the same troubles that I did. I was literally 20 minutes mounting this because those little couplings that fit in behind there and the screw and holding all the parts kept falling off. So anyway, I found it amusing. Maybe that's something the company could improve on. I don't know. So far, I really like the looks of this thing. So now I'm going to put on the heat deflectors on the sides. There's screws already in here and little slots. So it fits on there really well. Easily. I love easy. And of course, one other one. on this side. This has been the easiest part of the whole project, and the rest hasn't been terrible. Let's get a close-up look at all of this. That's a nice touch right there, cubic, I love it. Underneath you can see how the feet were screwed on. Nice rail around there. I think there's room to set a cup of coffee on there if you wanted to heat it. You can see the deflectors, how those are installed. In the back you can see the screw, one screw. It helps hold the bracket on that holds the stove itself. That's a 3-inch insulated pipe and a heat deflector in the back. The next thing is to cut a hole through the roof. The problem is it's currently raining out there. Not terribly hard, but it is raining. So I'm not going to cut a hole till that goes by. And then we'll be back. And it comes down to this. So I need to make a hole up through the roof, slash ceiling, slash everything else that's in between. Well, it looks like that. So what I'll do, it's supposed to make it the opening an inch more all the way around than this. So that's what I shall do. Make sure I've got the same spacing all the way. So I'll just take a pencil. Sounds easy, just take a pencil. Trying to hold the pencil straight up and down because it's going to create an oblong hole. Okay, so now I just need to go an inch bigger than that. I want 7, so I got to go another 3/4 all the way around there. Can do. That might work good to have just a piece of pine. I'll go out and get a piece of pine. So I think if I just hold it on and just make multiple marks. Not sure that the jigsaw is going to work really well for this. I hate to use my Sawzall. It's kind of an aggressive tool, but I may do that. Just measure that. Good, 7 inches. So I just put that pad there and a piece of wood over the stovepipe opening. Well, I'm going to drill a hole first with a drill. I mean, what else would you drill a hole with, right? I took measurements. I know that there's a rafter here and another one over here. So I'm in the opening well, and I believe there's a piece of strapping up somewhere up here. So I'm good with everything. I went right to the so-called big guns. I drilled a second hole, so this is big enough to fit in there. There. I'll possibly take this up on in the roof as a template. I think I will. And I'll just take a jab saw to cut out the insulation. 4 inches of it. After a bunch of chiseling and whittling, I finally got the last piece. There. So now I'll get a line straight up and I'll cut that open. Made a mark centered this way and centered this way right over the stovepipe hole. So my glasses keep steaming up, so I'm going to do a pilot hole right there. Then I'll put my glasses on. I'm going to start it. There we go. Whew. I think my bit's dull. So you only get one chance usually to make a hole in the roof. I took 2 because I'm going to be cutting all the way around that. But I think I may sneak up on it. I just don't want to cut it too big and have it not work. So I'm going out on the roof now, and we'll cut that. Unfortunately, this is as close as I can get you to the roof. Sorry. All right. Okay, that's good. I can see a lot better. Before I cut it any bigger, I'm going to try sticking the pipe up through there and see how it looks. All right, so here's a couple things that happen. You have to have the 3-inch pipe stuck through the 5-inch pipe. There's also this collar, this collar that has to be put on before it's attached. It helps to seal that up. So I did get the hole pretty good. I get it. I think I'm going to put both pipes on there now. Both inside. I have 2 of them. So these 2 pieces were really hard to get together. Excuse me, 2 layers in there, inner and an outer. With this one, both of these fit on in between this outer layer and the inner layer. That was the only way I could get it to go on, and it seems to be okay. It's a good thing, I think, that I decided to put this on now, because you couldn't have done it with it in the other pipe. This is actually going pretty good. Ouch. Sharp, 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 sharp. Okay, there, back to where I was. Okay, so it goes this away, that away. Put this over. Okay, I'm not sure where exactly I want this yet. Let's go outside and see how much that's sticking up through. That looks really good. We're up probably 6 or 8 inches here, 6 on the back or so. So there's going to be another length of pipe on top of this, of both the Class C and the 3-inch, Class A, I'm sorry, 5-inch Class A with the insulation. So that'll go on there. Should be good. Cool. We'll go back down inside and secure that. Well, everything looks good up there. So now I have to put this collar on, slide it up and screw it into this. So lower that down, that's in place. And then we'll put these screws in. There. Okay. Turn this back around. So the seam is at the back. That looks good. Now I have all I have left in here. Put these up against the ceiling, and that will cover, that'll pretty it up. And then I've got outside, I've got to put the boot on, and that will do it for now. Okay, so you can see I've mounted these clips. There's 2 of them that hold the pipe in place. So now I have to, unfortunately I can't hold the camera and work at the same time, but I'll cut that boot to fit over the pipe. And then I'll temporarily cap that, because when we get on site, there's going to be another length of pipe that goes up. Okay, so the roof boot is on. Siliconed all the way around the perimeter and extra up above. It's going to travel down the road this way. It needs another length of pipe to get up above the roof line. But what I'm going to do for temporary is just set the cap on there. Actually, I'll put some plastic over that. Just like that. I'll put a couple of screws in there, and that'll be fine for travel. Oh, that's all done. That was actually a pretty straightforward installation. Let's stoke up the fire, shall we? Oh, it takes a big block of wood. Maybe a couple. Look at that. That should give off quite a bit of heat for this tiny house. I really like this. It's pretty. It's got a damper, a shaker, or something so you can let more air in. Pretty cool. All the side shield heat deflectors, absorbers, so it doesn't get the wood hot. Okay, so that does it on the Cubic Mini wood stove installation. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you later. They can't wait to use this when it gets winter time.